Alright, welcome to Math. We're covering section 7.3 on special products today. It's going to be more multiplying problems with the box. So we're going to get a little bit more practice on that and learning about some special cases. Hopefully you're all ready to go, and we're going to start with a warm-up here. Alright, we're going to take a look at two review questions. I'll do the first one for you. You can do the second one. So the first one, I have 2x plus 5 times x minus 2. So 2x plus 5 times x minus 2. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply into the boxes. So 2x squared minus 4x plus 5x and minus 10. Again, I'm taking, for the minus 10, I'm taking the row and multiplying by the column. So 5 times a negative 2, and I get a negative 10. Then I'm going to go ahead and add up all the boxes. So 2x squared plus 5x minus 4x minus 10. Again, we've kind of learned that that diagonal right there is where the like term is going to be. In this case, I have my x squareds, I have my numbers, then I have two different boxes that have x's on them. So I have to combine that like term, and 5 minus 4 makes 1x. So I'm going to have a plus 1x, or just plus x in the middle. So I'm left with 2x squared plus x minus 10. All right, so that's kind of what we've been doing the past week and a half, is working on multiplying these polynomials. I'm going to give you one to try, just like the ones we've been doing. So it's going to be x plus 3 multiplied by 3x minus 2. So go ahead and multiply that one out and enter your answer when you are ready. So hopefully your box ended up looking like that. Multiplying in, get a 3x squared, a minus 2x, a plus 9x, and a minus 6. Then when I go to add up those boxes, again, on that diagonal here, I'm going to have a like term, right? Those are the only like terms out of the 4. So when I go to add it up, I have 3x squared, plus 9x, a minus 2x, and a minus 6. And so my like term, 9x and minus 2x, is going to combine to a plus 7x. So I get 3x squared plus 7x minus 6. Hopefully that's what you got on this one. We're going to be doing more multiplying throughout the day, so we're going to use a box on every question. Hopefully you kind of get this process. If not, come back into the main room and ask me a question about the boxes before you move on. All right, so our first special case is going to be a plus b squared. So I have something plus something to the power of 2. So an example of that would be if I had 3x plus 4 squared. And I had mentioned this briefly in class the other day before we started the Desmos activity. But if I ever have a binomial raised to the power of 2, anything to the power of 2, like 5 to the power of 2 is 5 times 5. 3 to the power of 2 is 3 times 3. So if I have 3x plus 4 to the power of 2, that makes 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4. And 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4, that's a problem that I'm going to be able to multiply out with my box, right? It's a 2 by 2 because it's a binomial times a binomial. 2 terms by 2 terms. So 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4. If we multiply into the boxes, I get a 9x squared. I get a 12x, and a 16. And then when I go to add up those boxes, I get 9x squared plus 12x plus 12x. And again, on that diagonal, that's going to combine my like term, right? Plus 16. 12 and 12 makes 24x. So I get a 9x squared plus 24x plus 16. So it really ends up being the same question, right? Just I have to rewrite it as a multiplying problem instead of a squared problem. So here's one for you to try, 2x plus 7 squared. Again, we can rewrite it as 2x plus 7 times 2x plus 7. Go ahead and multiply that out with the box. Add the boxes up and enter your answer when you're ready. All right, so your box should have looked like this: 4x squared plus a 14x plus a 14x plus 49. And again, that diagonal, we're going to have a like term that combines. So I'm left with 4x squared plus 14x plus 14x. And again, that's a like term because we have the same variable to the same degree, plus 49. 14 and 14 makes 28x in the middle, so 4x squared plus 28x plus 49. And so hopefully that's what you got when you multiplied that out. We're going to try our second special case here on the next screen. All right, so we're going to look at a case 2 here, and it's a minus b squared. So an example of that would be something like 3x minus 5 squared. And so we're going to have a similar ID. Whenever I have something to the power of 2, it's always that times that, right? 3 squared, 3 times 3. So 3x minus 5 squared would make 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. So I'm always going to kind of rewrite these squared problems first, and then I'm going to go ahead and multiply them out with a box. And again, all of these are going to be 2 by 2s, 2 terms by 2 terms, so I can draw a 2 by 2 box. 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. Top left corner, 3x times 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. Top right, 3x times a minus 5 is a minus 15x. Bottom left, negative 5 times 3x is a negative 15x. And bottom right, negative 5 times negative 5 is a plus 25. So now we've multiplied into the boxes. We have to go ahead and add up those boxes. Remember, we're going to have that like term to combine on that diagonal. So with 9x squared minus 15x plus 25. And similarly, negative 15 and negative 15 is going to make a minus 30x. So we should realize that the main difference here between case 2 and case 1 is just instead of a plus b, I have a minus b. And that subtraction sign ended up making my middle term here, that minus 30x, to be a negative. All right, let's call that example 2a. 2b is going to be one for you to try. So for example 2b, we're going to have 6x minus 2 to the power of 2. So again, if I'm writing that out as a multiplication problem, I can write it as 6x minus 2 times itself. So 6x minus 2 times 6x minus 2. Go ahead and multiply that out and enter your answer when you're ready. So you can take a look at that box. Should end up with something that looks like that. Again, when I multiply into those boxes, I'm always going to end up with a like term here on that diagonal. So when I go to add up my boxes, I have 36x squared at the top left. I have a minus 12x and a minus 12x. And you'll notice that in these special cases, those boxes end up being the same thing. And then plus 4. And it should make sense because 6x and minus 2 and 6x and minus 2, you're going to end up with things multiplying to the same thing in those boxes. Again, I got to combine my like term. Negative 12 and negative 12 makes a minus 24x. So 36x squared minus 24x plus 4 is my answer on example 2b. All right, let's try case 3 here. All right, taking a look at case 3 here, I have an a plus b times an a minus b type of situation. So instead of squaring it, I'm going to use the same numbers, but just have opposite signs. So in this case, 2x and 3 are my terms on both of those binomials. but one of them is 2x plus 3 and one of them is 2x minus 3. Again, these are just different cases, different versions of really the same thing, which is going to come down to using that box problem, right? So I'm going to draw my box down. 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. And I'm going to multiply into the boxes, and I'm going to add up the boxes. So top left corner, 2x times 2x makes a 4x squared. Top right corner, this green box here, I'm going to have 2x times minus 3. So when I multiply into that box, 2x times minus 3, what am I going to get? Enter your answer when you're ready. Yeah, 2x times minus 3 would be negative 6x. Bottom left box, 3 times 2x would be a plus 6x. And bottom right box, 3 times minus 3 is a minus 9. Now, interestingly, what you're going to notice in this case is you're going to end up with that diagonal canceling, because a plus 6x and a minus 6x, that's going to add to 0, right? So when I go to add up my boxes in this case 3, that diagonal is going to end up canceling out. So minus 6x plus 6x is going to add to 0x, or we consider that canceling. And I'm left with just 4x squared minus 9, because I don't have any x's left, right? That's going to add to 0. So 4x squared minus 9 would be my answer on that one. And it's going to work that way every time on this case 3, where that middle term ends up canceling, and that's because we kind of have opposites here, right? I have 2x and 3 and 2x and minus 3. So I'm going to end up with the same number here, but one of them is going to be a plus and one of them is going to be a minus. Then it'll end up canceling out or adding to 0. All right, one left for you to try. We're going to do 4x plus 7 times 4x minus 7. Go ahead and work that out with the box. Remember to think about how that diagonal is going to cancel and enter your answer when you're ready. So we should get a box that looks like that. Again, you should notice again on that diagonal, I have a plus 28 and a minus 28, which is going to end up adding to 0 or canceling. So when I go to add up my boxes, I'm going to be left with 16x squared plus 28x minus 28x. And then minus 49. But I know that middle term here is going to add to 0, and I'll just be left with a 16x squared minus 49. So hopefully today will provide us with some more practice on multiplying, as well as getting us a chance to look at some special cases. Should be ready for those big ideas now. I'll see you next time.